What's up, YouTube? I have a very different video for you guys today. I recently got my tax returns back and I decided, I've always wanted a pair of these. They've always interested me just to learn how to use them, learn how to use them properly, that is. So once my tax returns came in, I was like, you know what, I'm going to go ahead and purchase a pair. However, they're going to be authentic as possible, and that would be brass knuckle dusters. This is my pair that I purchased from therealbrassknuckles.com. They don't ship anywhere outside of the United States, so like Zippo Fanatic, unfortunately, you wouldn't be able to get these because they are unwilling to ship anywhere outside of the United States, sadly. I wish they would, but they don't. So the only way you can really obtain these is through living within the United States. And a serious note about these is they are highly illegal in almost every single state within the continental United States. I don't know if in Alaska you can carry them. I know in Hawaii you most likely cannot carry them, but there are other countries like Brazil where you can carry them, but again, they don't ship to any other country besides the United States, and they leave it all on the purchase of the buyer. They will ship it anywhere within the United States. However, it is the responsibility of the person who orders and purchases from them to make sure you are actually allowed to have them. In my state, where I'm at now, it's legal to own them as a collector's piece or as a paperweight, but to actually carry them on the streets, it is illegal and a felony in this state. A state that's close to me, Tennessee, it is a misdemeanor in most counties to carry these. However, you can carry them, and if you're caught with them in Tennessee, the most you're going to get is a ticket and get them confiscated. So, like, if you actually had to resort to something like this to defend yourself, which me personally, I would not want to have to use this only to defend myself, but if you did, the most trouble you're going to get in is having them taken from you and get a $100 fine. Except in Nashville, for whatever reason in Nashville, it is a felony to even have these within the state of Tennessee. So Tennessee is kind of a weird state. I know in Texas, these are legal to carry. South Carolina and Georgia are other states that I am pretty damn sure you can carry these legally. However, don't hold me to that, because someone who is 16 years old watching this video, if you buy these and carry them and get caught with them in Georgia or South Carolina, and you yourself have not looked into your local and state laws, and you get in trouble, that is on you. But I have been using these a little bit, and I will tell you they hurt. They hurt a lot to use. I mean, of course, they're going to hurt, an opponent if you actually got in a fight with them and they didn't have anything and you had this. I mean, of course, it's like one punch and pretty much they're going to be either knocked out in the hospital or have their jaw broken or their skull cracked. But these are not a joke. These are not toys to just, oh, willy-nilly, it doesn't matter how I hold them, no, that's not at all. A lot of times you'll see people holding them like this, and as a matter of fact, it's very uncomfortable even without hitting anything to hold them like this, but you have no support on the palm swell for your hand, so you normally will hold them like this and then go to strike. And the reason why I have mine wrapped in leather is because the first day when I got these, I was holding them the proper way, and I went to punch a piece of plywood to try to break it. I eventually did break it, but the first time I went to punch the piece of plywood, this palm swell slipped off like that, kind of like that, and once I hit the plywood, I actually cut my finger open, which it's a small cut. It doesn't really matter. I mean, some people might be like, oh, it's going to hurt the opponent more than you, so why do that? Well, the reason why I did this was specifically so it does not slide around or slip off my hand from holding it in the proper position when I'm using them. But they do have hot spots on them, as you can see, both of these. I mean, this was my mistake. This one was also a mistake by me, the user, because when I was holding them, and this was with this on it, I wasn't gripping with my finger, and when I hit the object I was practicing on, my finger went forward and it scraped the skin off of this knuckle, but that's not really that big of a deal. But a little history on these is back in the 1800s, a lot of police officers and a lot of criminals or what have you would carry these, including Lincoln's bodyguards that Abraham Lincoln had, carried brass knuckles, one in particular, which there's another company out there somewhere out in Oregon, I believe, who makes actual identical copies to the ones Lincoln's bodyguard carried. And these were used throughout the Civil War, World War One, I'm sure the Spanish-American War, wars of that nature. By World War II, the only people that were carrying these would be special forces that would have been dropped behind enemy lines would have this as an option. But some of them were made out of like steel and pot metal and other things, because brass, of course, during World War II was reserved for making things like shells and stuff like that for ammunition. But these are very, very fun to use. I'm not going to lie. However, they are painful, as I've already mentioned. So if you decide to purchase a pair like these, I believe these are called the old school style number 4 or something on their website. And as I'm making this video, they do still have them on their website for sale. However, that place, the Real Brass Knuckles, I have noticed, do run out of these quite fast, so they've kind of been gaining traction, and ever since I heard of this company, I was always like, man, sometime I want to get a pair of them. Well, I finally have a pair for myself, and again, I will tell you, these are, honest to God, intimidating and very devastating and crude to use. You can break plywood with them. I mean, you can pretty much, I mean, you get the idea. I mean, I've seen videos of people punching pig carcasses and they're cracking and splintering bones in the pig carcasses with these. So if you're going to carry them, and it's legal where you are, just be prepared. They're not going to be as effective as, let's say, a 9mm handgun or anything like that, but they sure are going to do some damage if the opponent who is attacking you is unarmed. So keep that in mind. But yeah, so this right here, again, the reason why I added it was for added support in the hand, as well as to keep it from slipping, because when I got these originally, they were actually high polished. However, the high polishedness, you can still see it through the tarnish that's already started, which I actually really like the look of them once they tarnish. Like, once these get a bit more tarnished, I'll probably make an update video. But it was extremely slippery when I first started using them because everything was extremely high polished, but as brass gets tarnish on it, they become more grippy. So this is honestly just a temporary piece on here. I'm going to remove it. That's why I just put tape in order to hold this extra little piece down. Doesn't really look that attractive, but it works. So I'm fine with it. Some other people who have carried these historical figures, Bill the Butcher. I don't know if the Dead Rabbits ever carried these. I think they did. Hisatsu 5 made a video on his brass knuckles where he discusses all the various people who have carried these in the past. And his video is a lot more educational than my video ever could dream of being. However, I do want to make some videos where I actually am continuing to test these out. I've been playing with them for about 4 days now. And so, you know, I don't know why, but I've always had, what's it called? I've always had a attraction to stuff like this, and I don't really know why. Like historical weapons, even obsolete. I mean, because today, with people who have concealed carry permits and stuff like that, or thugs who get illegal guns, I mean, this is not going to do anything. I mean, you pull these out and they're just going to shoot your ass dead. But anyway, in states that it's legal to carry them, I mean, in my opinion, they should be legal to carry everywhere in the United States. But that's my opinion, because there's far more deadly, more effective weapons than a pair of brass knuckles. But again, I can't stress this enough. They are not a toy. They are not something to, oh, you know, I can just put this on like this and, you know, go hit a tree or something. No, you'll break your hand. So don't do that. Anyway, guys, that's going to be it for this video. And if you want to see more of like actual usage of these brass knuckles, let me know in the comments and I will make some more videos. I did buy a couple things to punch and destroy the day I got these. Like I tried it on a cantaloupe, watermelon, and I think a gourd of some kind. But of course, pretty much when I hit the watermelon, it just pretty much exploded into like a million pieces. But anyway, if you want to see videos of me doing stuff like that for the channel, just let me know. And I will see you guys in the next video.